recognized symbol of excellence for your entertainment.
So it's not the soundtrack, it's a concept record, and it's a companion piece to the film.
Welcome to Machino Music the show that puts the music in Machino Music, with your host, me, Brett Strong. Today on Machino Music, I'll be reviewing the new Lady Gaga album, Harlequin. Is it as garbage as the movie it's attached to? We'll find out. Good afternoon, everybody. The new Lady Gaga album, Harlequin, has been released. Here it is here. It is attached to it's a companion sort of album to the new Joker movie, Joker 2 or Joker Folie A Deux. Heard the movie, as far as like the reviews, is absolute garbage. The first one was actually really cool. I think what really turned people off about this one, from what I've heard, I haven't seen the movie yet. I've listened to the companion album.
Before you watch the movie or after, it's just like an extension of the world.
But what I've heard about the movie is that, you know, people kind of weren't prepared for it being as much of a musical as it is. You know, I mean, it's the first one, the first Joker movie was, you know, kind of like a dark, gritty, like 1970s, like early 80s, like Martin Scorsese kind of movie. And this one's like, you know, like a Busby Berkeley 1940s kind of musical. But it didn't really show that in the trailer how much it was going to be. I mean, that kind of, you know, and I don't dislike musicals. I really like a lot of the 1940s musicals, some of those early, but I don't know. Some of them I just cannot bear. And this one, I think, in this Joker movie, seems to be kind of going the ones that is like garbage. I don't want to watch this. No, don't just do like a complete 180 and just really switch the script and give people something they didn't really sign up for. So I think that's what turned people off. Lady Gaga is playing Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie is my Harley Quinn. Now, I know a lot of people kind of dumped on the first Suicide Squad movie. I actually really enjoyed it because Margot Robbie, I think, just entertained me the whole time. She did a really great job. And then Birds of Prey was actually not bad. So, you know, I was kind of skeptical kind of going in, but once I saw the trailers of Lady Gaga portraying Harley Quinn, I thought, okay, it sounds, you know, I think I can get into this. Seems all right. But there's actually a critic here in Toronto, in Canada. I don't really put much stock in critics. Side note. We're talking about movies here now, people. This is Machino Music Movies. Or Machino Music Films. But yeah, there's one critic here in Toronto, and it is Richard Krause. He's also a music guy. He wrote a couple books on about music. And he's, you know, he did a review. I'll listen to this guy, you know, I don't mind him. And he said something about how Lady Gaga is very underutilized in this movie. It's like, oh, well, so much for that. You underutilize Lady Gaga, you bring her in, make a big deal about her, and you actually, you know, it's a musical, she should be singing, and she's not even really doing much of that, sounds. So anyway, that brings us to this album. Is it as bad as the movie allegedly is? And I'm going to say yes and no. It's show tunes. It's sort of similar to the two albums Lady Gaga did with Tony Bennett. Now, I don't really like the Tony Bennett. They're probably the Lady Gaga albums I dislike the most, mainly because I don't like Tony Bennett. No offense to Tony Bennett fans, but I just don't like Tony Bennett. You know, I like Frank Sinatra, I like Dean Martin, I like, you know, those like the Rat Pack guys, Sammy Davis Jr., people like that. I don't like Tony Bennett. Singing about things that are great. When I think of Tony Bennett, I think of the Alec Baldwin impression from Saturday Night Live.
I love things that are great. Good things are fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I think of. So, this album, it's a lot of that. It's the kind of the Tony Bennett kind of vibe thing. But it's just Lady Gaga, so I'm like, okay, I can handle a little bit more. But she kind of reworks these songs. Like, it kicks off with Good Morning. Then goes into Get Happy, which I know was made famous by Judy Garland. I don't know, like, a lot of the Broadway musicals or the movies or whatever that these came from, so I was too lazy to look them up. I don't really even care. so don't get on me for not knowing what these are from, because I really don't care. And this liner note, I should say this too. This liner note thing, you're listening to Harlequin radio. This liner note thing, it's just like almost impossible to get out. So it's just like, so I'm not even going to bother trying to read the liner notes on this review. But yeah, Good Morning, Get Happy. Then it's when the Saints Go Marching In. Oh, good God. Ugh. World on a String. If My Friends Could See Me Now. Like, those first 5 tracks are just like, I could do without those. But actually, it starts to pick up I would say by track 6, which is That's Entertainment. Very theatrical, very big song. And by that point, you're starting to figure out what Lady Gaga's trying to do on this. So, like, okay, kind of starts to make a little bit more sense now. Then she does a cover of a song called Smile, which was written by, or co-written by Charlie Chaplin for one of his movies. I don't know if, like, The Kid or City Lights or one of those ones. I'm not sure what picture that was from, but it's a Charlie Chaplin. It's a pretty nice song, so I kind of dig that. A song she does called The Joker, which is actually really probably my favorite song on the album, as far as like the covers of like these sort of musical songs. It's actually pretty heavy. Puts a guitar on it. It's pretty good. I don't mind it. Then she has an original song, Folie A Deux, which is I guess sort of the main soundtrack song. Not bad. Gonna Build a Mountain. Hate that song. No. Close to You. Made famous by the Carpenters. Written by Burt Bacharach. One of those, he was like, those great, like, old-time crooners. Kind of, wrote some great songs. Great songwriter. Of course, the song Close to You, again, made famous by the Carpenters. Lady Gaga has a pretty good version of it. I don't mind it. Not bad. Now, the best song on the album, as far as the originals go, I would say, is the song Happy Mistake. Really good. I saw her do the performance on Jimmy Kimmel, and it was just like, whoa, that's a really good song. Her voice is so great. Lady Gaga, one of my all-time favorite vocalists. Her voice is just so great. So, I thought, because of that song, that performance, I thought I'd give the album a chance. So, yeah, I think that's, like, just released that as a single. She was the one single, though, that's like, she said it's just kind of like its own thing. The song she did with Bruno Mars, I forget the title of it now. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. It wasn't bad. But Happy Mistake, man, just released that as a single. It should have been an EP, actually. It's just kind of it's not like a whole 13-track record. And actually, the songs don't even all that long. So it's like, man, what's the point of this? But, yeah, Happy Mistake is really good. And it closes it out with a cover of That's Life, which is just like another one of those old standards. I don't mind it. It's okay. Although when I think of That's Life, I think of the version David Lee Roth did on Eat 'Em and Smile, closing that out. So, like, okay, whatever. It's just one of those songs that's like, okay, take it or leave it. But not bad. I think, like I said, like, by about track 6, That's Entertainment, I think this sort of starts to pick up. Like, you kind of start to figure out, okay, I get what she's trying to do here. I get what she's trying to achieve. She's trying to do, like, this kind of thing that's, like, it's Broadway musicals. And when she did this before, she had Tony Bennett. Now it's just her on her own. Lady Gaga on her own, doing her own thing with these songs. And, it's not bad. Like I said, like it's sort of like a yes and no on whether it's great or not. I don't know. But yeah, it's the kind of the album art's kind of cool. She's like in a shower wearing a life preserver because, you know, you can drown in the shower. It happens to people every day. You just don't know. We don't know. We just don't always hear about it. It's so common. People drowning in the shower. But she's giving us a public service, I guess, here. And then here she is on the back. Also wearing the life preserver, sitting down. All different like tub toys and stuff and bullets. So yeah, I mean, am I gonna go back to this a lot? Probably not. It's the kind of thing like if anything, I would take like the song "Happy Mistake" and maybe her cover of "That's Entertainment," maybe "Close to You," and kind of put it on a compilation of stuff, of maybe like Lady Gaga songs or similar type songs, and then just have those. But as far as everything else, I don't know if I'd go back to this a ton. I put it on the other day, like trying to listen to, because, you know, there wasn't really much else to listen to otherwise, so I thought I'd listen to it again. And then I just shut it off and put on Charlie XCX, Brat, again, because, you know, it's a great record. So, you know, I've already turned it off since getting it. But it's, you know, it's cool for what it is. It's Lady Gaga. She's one of my queens. She's one of my faves. I support Lady Gaga. I will, you know, I sometimes say Lady Gaga can do no wrong, and really she's not that she's done wrong, it's just she's done kind of mediocre. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say. But there you go. A sort of review of Harlequin by Lady Gaga. You can take or leave what I say, because, you know, I don't really do reviews very well here. I'm like your friend saying, you know, take it or leave it, whatever. I recommend it. Or maybe, you know, maybe skip it. I don't know. This is not a traditional review. You can shut this off anytime now. So, Lady Gaga, Harlequin. Check it out, I guess, if you want. That's it for this week. Until we meet again, this is Brett Strong saying good journey.